Man City 1, Liverpool 3. The football has not started off very well for the Blues. It was very poor, very sluggish. Joe, what were your thoughts on before I go in depth?
This is a big message to whoever organises pre-season as to please don't make it 2 games in the future. Please don't make it 2 games. We absolutely fell apart. You could see for the first half an hour, I'd say, until they scored the goal. They were the better side. They were clearly sharper than us. They thoroughly deserved to win the game. We didn't at all. We just couldn't pass a parcel, really. I think that's the best way to put it. Our press was off. There were players all over the pitch who looked sluggish, couldn't pass. Their movements was off. It wasn't good, and you can see the clear difference. I think Liverpool had about 6 pre-season games in their pre-season. They started earlier. I think they might have finished later as well. Like, I don't know why we took so long, and then to only have the 2 games, one of which was 80 minutes. We basically ran into the start of the season with players having played an hour and a half, something like that. Some players maybe more, maybe a game and a little bit, like a game and a half or something. Like Haaland played 40 minutes. Like, it's not enough. I think we did the exact same last year. We had 3 games at the Academy Stadium against like League One sides or Championship sides or whatever. And again, we lost the Community Shield. We lost the first game of the season. We started really, really slow, albeit it was slightly different because last year we had half a squad missing. I mean, there was loads of players still on holiday from the Euros. There's a few injuries. But this year we don't have that. We don't have the glaring fitness issues. I think we have one, which is Laporte, and he's out until September, but that's only the one fitness issue. This is just a case of we failed to prepare. We failed to prepare properly, at least anyway. So I don't know about West Ham. Obviously, I'm always going to be optimistic, but at the same time, I could genuinely see us starting the same way as we did last season. And last season, of course, we lost the first game, and then we were kind of lucky that we had Norwich after that. Norwich at home, who are the usual bottom of the Premier League because they're just too good for the Championship. They come into the Premier League. And we've got Bournemouth this year, so I'm hoping it'll be the same thing. Obviously, I'm hoping we'll get a result from West Ham, but again, it's not looking good because you see the game against Bayern. You look against Bayern, you see the press was good. We were actually playing well. It didn't look like we were rusty. It's the polar opposite today with the game. I don't know what went wrong, but hopefully next season we learn from the lack of pre-season and we actually, try and organise ourselves.
Yeah, 100%. I thought we were really, really poor. I think from back to front, we're just dreadful. The marking for, especially the third goal, the marking was dreadful. I'm pretty sure they had 4-on-2 opportunity. It was very sluggish. I think that's what it is. You're dead right in the sense that Liverpool had their 5 or 6 pre-season games. Now, that's not an excuse. That's just good planning from Liverpool. That's Liverpool turning around and getting their good pre-season under their belt and being able to gel more as a squad. This is our first 2 games, playing with a proper recognised number 9 for the last 2 years. Really, now Haaland got into some great positions. Obviously, you'll see the screenshot. Probably not beside us. You'll see the screenshot going around Twitter of him missing the open goals. It's if we're taking positives from it, it's the fact that there's actually someone in the position to bury it. That's literally me searching, digging for any kind of plus from that performance. But the creativity today was off. It doesn't look like Mahrez and Grealish are really. I think they're kind of cancelling each other out when it comes to the creativity. It's not making it to Haaland, it's going to the back post, and we might just be able to cut it back across. It was really, really poor, but I think they really do leave something to be desired, which is very strange. They're 2 normally very creative players, and I had De Bruyne there as well today. I'm not going to let you touch on him now, but we had De Bruyne there today as well, who was completely off the ball. He was the antithesis of what he's been throughout the preseason. He was fantastic throughout the preseason, and today he really wasn't too good. You want to take it away?
I'll take it away a little bit. I mean, you kind of have to touch on the front 4 as a whole, really, because as a whole, they offered minimal. I mean, our goal came from Alvarez coming on from the bench and Foden coming on a spark from the bench. That's where our goal came from. Like the players who started the game, it wasn't good at all. I mean, Haaland, obviously the main screenshot going around now is him missing from about 6 yards when Adrian's on the floor. Obviously, you can't escape it. It's a horrible, horrible miss. I don't know how he's missed that. If I'm going to be honest, I stopped watching after the 3rd goal went in because it was like the 94th minute. It's like, we're not going to win this. We're absolutely hopeless going forward. So I actually missed it. I only saw the screenshot. It's not good. But again, he's played 40 minutes, like you said. You have to try and take the positives from this. He's getting into the right positions. I actually saw on Twitter, actually, Sky put up like his stats. He had 16 touches, and obviously, if that's correct, that's not very good. Like 16 touches, it is not good at all. I said last season as well with Mahrez and Grealish, like I specifically the West Ham game, second last game of the season, it doesn't work as a partnership. They're two the same. Neither of them are particularly quick. They want to get on the ball and try and beat their man one-on-one. They don't get the opportunity to beat their man one-on-one because they're always doubled up. That's how teams defend against them. It doesn't work. That's why, Foden is going to be so important going forward, because if we're not going to sign a replacement, I doubt we'll sign anyone. Maybe we need to sign a fullback, but apart from that, I don't think we're going to sign anyone. So we're going in with, the wingers that we have being the only wingers that we have going into the season. Foden's going to be crucial because he's the only one who can actually add something a little bit different. And obviously Alvarez can fill in there, and he did today. And again, he scored. He added something a bit different. Direct, right-footed on the right-hand side. Bit of speed, bit of press, which is great and all. But say Haaland gets injured, Alvarez has to be taken off that right-hand side. Alvarez is not going to play on that right-hand side every single week. So it's something that concerns me a little bit because I don't like them two playing together. It's as simple as that. I never have done. I think it's too slow. I think it's too the same. I think you need one that's good at one and one that's good at the other, which obviously... Yeah. Which one do you go with? I don't know. I was a bit concerned with Mahrez towards the end of last season because the end of last season, I thought he had a poor end. If I'm going to be totally honest, I didn't want him starting the key games at the end of the season in the running because I didn't think he was on form. Now he did. He didn't perform too well. And then he played in pre-season. He wasn't bad. He wasn't like great considering some of the other players who were around him, like a Grealish. But again, like we funded him a new extension. Clearly he's still in the plans, but you can't play them both together. They're not good enough. They're just not good enough as a partnership. You need something different. And then I don't want to harp on about De Bruyne too much because I did this last season, and it's becoming a theme of the fact that he just doesn't play particularly well, at least at the start of seasons. It's something that, albeit it doesn't really concern me too much because I know if he's having an off game, he has the quality to be able to just come up with the moment and score one from 25 yards just like that. Like he can do that, but it is becoming a slight issue because I think, what was it? He had like a 66% pass accuracy today, which is absolutely poor. Like people were saying it was poor. I thought it was abysmal for his standards. He's supposed to be our main creative midfielder. He's supposed to be the creator. Everyone's going on about, oh, we've got a striker. De Bruyne has someone to pass to. He has someone to cross to. Well, if he's only completing 66% of his passes, then maybe the striker wasn't the issue. I don't know. It's slightly concerning. Again, I'm not going to be too harsh. I have initially calmed down from after the match. I was absolutely fuming with his performance after the match. But we have to just kind of put it down to the fact that it's not really their fault. The club have failed to prepare for the season due to the pre-season. Like, that is the main issue here, which it's nothing we can do now. That time's been and gone, but hopefully we can learn from this lack of pre-season going forward and actually prepare for future seasons, because I don't want to start like this again. I don't want to be on the back foot, losing, regardless of if it's a charity match. It's a cup final. There's a trophy on the line. Like, I want to win. It's against Liverpool. I want to win against Liverpool. I never like losing against Liverpool. And same thing for the start of the Premier League season. We've had a couple of harder starts over the last few years. We can't go in unprepared. It's a big threat that we've done it again this season. We did it last season with Spurs. Hopefully I'm wrong, but it is what it is. We just have to move on. Like, that time's gone and we can only face what's in front of us.
Yeah, 100%. I do agree with you. I wanted to win as well. It's a real pace setter for the season. But you mentioned De Bruyne again. I completely agree with you. I think what gets the most frustrating for me, to be honest with you, about him is when it hits the 70th, maybe 75th minute, he just tries forcing everything. There was a pass there. He took it from about the halfway line, tried putting Haaland through. Didn't get past the first man. That's when I realised really it kind of hit home how poor he had been from such a good pre-season as well. it was not good. It was an overall bad team performance. I thought Diaz was very, very poor. Even for getting the penalty, I thought he could have done a lot better for the third goal. I thought it's just sluggish. It's the word we have to keep coming back to, because again, it's like you said, you fail to prepare. You're not going to look good throughout, especially the start. We're lucky again that we have this kind of squad that can kick into gear after the couple of games. Like, I mean, West Ham, they're still going to look poor. I'll still put my house in the fact they're going to look poor, but they still have that individual quality to pull it through. So hopefully we have that. But before we wrap it up, of course, is there anything else you want to touch on?
No, I think if you break down the goals, obviously the penalty, it's a Stonewall penalty. We just have to move on from that one. Ederson's a bit unlucky, guesses the right way, he doesn't save it. I don't think any keeper's going to save it, let's be honest. It was proper in the corner. The first goal, Cancelo, I don't know what he's doing now. I do. What, in your opinion, what is Liverpool's strongest side? The left-hand side or the right-hand side?
Do you know what? I'm going to go with the fact that the best player is on the right-hand side, Joe.
Yeah, fair enough. They have
Arnold's also on the right hand side.
They have a deadly right hand side. What does Cancelo decide to do for the first goal and the third goal? He stands off his man. He backs off Salah, who on the first goal picks out Trent, who, albeit that goal, a little bit of luck. It takes a small deflection off Ake, comes off the post. Again, nothing anyone can really do about that goal. That's just, a piece of brilliance outside the box. A little bit of a deflection, it goes in. Third goal, he stands off Salah, who manages to cross it to Robertson. Robertson, who Walker, I don't know what he's doing, whether he just hasn't seen him making that run into the box. I mean, not many people expect a fullback to be running into the box, but I mean, that's what Liverpool do. Their fullbacks push up high. And then again, like you said, Diaz, I don't know what he's doing. Maybe, again, he's a bit rusty. He played about an hour in the second game of pre-season, didn't play in the first game. He just leaves Nunez free in the 6-yard box, free header. It was poor defensively. I think the fullbacks today weren't existent at all for me, defensively or offensively. They didn't really do that much. I also don't understand how when you watch the preseason games, we played that 3 at the back with Cancelo inverting. Today it was a 4 at the back. Cancelo was wide. I don't know why, because in my opinion, on paper, we had a better team. We should try to impose our game on Liverpool. We should try and play to our strengths, and we didn't. Now, I don't know whether that's a tactical thing, because you might have different ways to play against different teams. I don't know. I'm not a manager. I don't decide those things. But either way, it didn't really work, to be honest. Like, everyone across the pitch, it was a sort of game where you go, everyone was a 5 or a 6. Like, they were bad, but it was clearly because they were just unprepared. They were just very rusty, and it's something that hopefully we can just sort out very quick.
Yeah. Again, it was a game of very low lows, but some very good positives you can take again. Alvarez was very good. I thought Foden was pretty good when he came on. And look, there's potential there. There's potential there for when we actually kick into gear, but it's going to have to be soon, because, again, we were poor today, but Liverpool were very good. If Liverpool can keep that up through the season, we are going to have to be on top form. But look, we've probably overanalyzed a pre-season friendly a bit much, but regardless, thanks very much for watching. I think they've seen the 3000 video. Again, thanks so much for helping us out before the season starts. But yeah, we're going to wrap it up there. We'll be back for West Ham. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next one.